Welcome to Vertex Talks, a podcast where we talk about people's backstories and take a deep dive into their future plans and talk about whatever I want. Today we have an underrated filmmaker, which I'm really excited to have you on today, is Max Arnold. I got that name right?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Really grateful.
I'm excited to have you. I'm actually very surprised that I even got you here because I wasn't expecting to get you here so fast, because normally whenever I try to get someone as good as you are, it normally just always fails.
Really? So how do they respond?
Yeah.
Are they like, no, I don't have time and stuff?
Yeah, because like I try my best to get a little bit of different people like every episode, so it's not like the exact same episode every time. And I've been trying my best to get an actual filmmaker for the past like 5 months. Everyone's who's underrated is either not gonna reply to me or I'm not gonna just bother emailing because they're too big. And thankfully you did.
So yeah, I think I'm really open-minded because like I want to explore like so many different things, and I think like a podcast, I've never done that, and I also don't have like many opportunities to speak English. Because, outside of YouTube, I don't have anyone to like speak English to, because like all my friends speak German or Japanese. So these are the most convenient ways. And like I think this is a good opportunity to just practice my language skills.
Are like all of your friends just speaking German, as you're currently in Munich, Germany, right?
Yeah, I'm from Munich. So I'm half German, half Japanese, and I don't have like any connection to America or like to the language, apart from classes at school. So yeah, basically like all my English is or like 90% is self-taught. So I watch YouTube videos and read books, and so that's how my English like advanced. But like speaking, I never really spoke to a native person. Maybe like when I was in Singapore, I talked to like the cashier and stuff, but not like a real conversation. So it's pretty unusual for me, because normally I talk to the camera and like no one is talking back, and I have like an entire script laid out for that. But yeah, I think I gotta get out of my comfort zone sometimes. But like the reason I do my YouTube in English is that at the beginning it was like a tough choice between like German and English, because like there are advantages to both, and I just wanted to like reach a bigger audience, because in Germany 80 million people, there is not much competition, but not like a lot of upside potential. So I just thought, why not do it in English and have the potential to reach like way more people than in German.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean about the language of English having way more audience, because most people on YouTube is obviously speak English, but obviously there is definitely a lot of people who also speak German and watch YouTube, but most of it, if you want a wider audience, English is probably the way to go currently, because that's what most of YouTube is. And I'm actually extremely impressed in how you're self-taught and you can actually speak really good English. Like I'm not trying to be sarcastic here, I'm being fully serious. I think for being self-taught, I think you're doing a really good job currently, because you seem to be speaking English like you've been taught since you're young. That's just what
Really?
I think.
Oh, really appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Thank
actually
you.
think it's really good.
Yeah.
How many years have you been learning English?
At school I had like lessons. I think in fifth grade it started, like gradually. But I was never really skilled, at school. Like my language skills weren't that good. Because we were just, doing like these weird exercises, learning grammar, but not actually like speaking to real, natives and stuff. I think that's what, accelerates our English skills. So it was basically YouTube and books, because I saw people actually speak the language in like a really good way, and books are also fantastic for like learning anything. So yeah, basically since fifth grade, but the last 2 years I think were the most important ones in terms of learning language, implementing it. And
So you've been learning English since fifth grade basically, or when you started learning grammar and all of that from school, and how many years has it been since like you have started learning it by yourself and have gotten to a point where you can, I would say, speak almost like a native speaker?
I think the last 2 years were the most important because I graduated last year from school, and 12th grade I think had the biggest impact because I started watching YouTube more consistently, and like also not like this bullshit entertainment stuff, but more of like serious topics. Got into reading books, and yeah, just started my YouTube channel and started speaking in front of the camera. So the last 2 years basically, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this much: you're currently on a pretty good path, personally. Because when I first saw your YouTube videos, when I saw the first video, I fully was like, this guy has done YouTube before. This guy's way too good to be this good at it.
Really?
At the first video, I'm being fully honest with you here.
What's the first video you watched?
The first video I watched from you was, I think, the Silent Place short film. I think that's what it's called. Is it called The Silent?
Oh, yeah, the university horror movie, horror short film.
Yeah, it was quite interesting, especially like how you were getting like all the sound design things fairly right, I would say, and then like I went back into your video catalog, and I've seen, I think one of the first videos was you staying in solitary for about 2 weeks, which I found quite interesting personally, and I thought it was quite a tough challenge. Basically, in the new age that we're living in, it's quite hard to not socialize. Or, I mean, most of us, as socializing, I mean social media and all of this, because most of us just are on our phones most of the time. For example, my sister's screen time is like 8 hours a day, which is which you would think is a lot, but after I seen like a couple of my friends' screen time, I'm like, okay, never mind. It's apparently something that everybody is. But I want to ask, what led you to going into solitary for about like 2 weeks, and how did it feel?
Yeah, I think this is a topic I'm really passionate about, like self-improvement stuff. I think you've heard of that niche, right? Self-improvement.
Yeah, I have.
And just like rejecting a lot of bullshit that's like being injected into our lives. So basically, like the 2 week solitary thing that came from Iman Gansi, right?
Yeah.
I think so he had this protocol which is called monk mode, and I think I extracted a lot from that video and implemented it in my life. And also, it's not just Iman Gansi. There's so many YouTubers talking about this, I don't know, digital detox thing. And I thought to myself, why not try it? Because I actually took a gap year after I graduated from school, and I had nothing to do. I dropped out of university after like 2 weeks. I started studying physics, and then I realized that's not the path I want to go. And I dropped out and basically had a full year of free time. So I was like, damn, I really need to do stuff. And then, yeah, fortunately, Iman Gansi and all these YouTubers came around and like push me into like a certain direction. That's the outcome.
Yeah, I would say you actually went into a good path when you started having that 1 year of free time, because personally, when I was in lockdown, I think the first year it was just like me not really caring, and it was just me playing video games all day. I remember this. I'm not proud of this at all, but I'm better now, so it's fine. It's funny to say the story. I remember, I think in summer of 2020 when lockdown was happening, all I would do is wake up, play Minecraft, eat, and then go back to sleep, and then repeat that for like, I think I repeated it for like 3 months. And
same for me.
It was...
I really like that. Because now we can look back and smile about it because we are in a better place than we used to be.
Yeah, that's what's like interesting about it, that's why I don't try to fully like hide it, because it's like I'm in a better place now, and even if I wasn't, I'm still trying to better myself to become better. So like even if I hadn't changed that much from before, at least I'm trying to level myself up, because a lot of people personally, they keep on progressing with these bad habits, because they'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna drop all of these habits in one day, so there's no really point of me actually trying to try to remove these habits, which is pretty much quite a shame, because that stops so many people from just stop trying to get into self-development, because they're like, I can't do this in a short period of time, so I shouldn't do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, by the way, how old are you?
I am 15. I've turned 15 about 2 weeks ago.
I wish I would have realized like certain things when I was 15, because I didn't start like too late. I started maybe there's like not a particular point in time where I can say this is the day where I started like self-improvement. It was maybe like a smooth transition, but I wish I would have known many more things when I was 15. So I'm really like not jealous, but like kind of jealous of my brother, because of my younger brother, because now he gets to see like the path I am going, and like he can implement it right away. I think you're in a really good spot. 15 is a great age to start, and like I'm 19 right now. I'm gonna turn 20 tomorrow, and like you in 4 or 5 years, like that's gonna be.
Oh, your birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday! Happy
Officially
early birthday! Thanks for taking this call a day before your birthday. I wouldn't expect that.
Like my week is pretty busy, but I like it. I like this, fast living, because like I'm not bored, and like I have, like I always have things to do, so I can slide in like I call like this, or like a meeting, or like some kind of deep work session, and it really fulfills me because I can try out different things, and if I like it, I can like keep it in my life. So yeah.
I definitely get what you mean about trying to fix these things into schedule, which a lot of people just think they can do it, so they don't try to fit them into their schedule. And I respect that you at least tried to put this, and then you actually did accomplish it, which is happy. Okay, so let's get into a couple of the questions. So one of the things that I wanted to know is, what is your process like for filming a video or creating it from start to finish?
Ooh, that's an interesting question, because I think the process is like really messed up, and like I don't want to disappoint you, but like I have my own ways to like do things, and like I can try to lay out the process. So it's usually like, first you need an idea, obviously.
Yeah.
So ideas, like I don't sit down and like try to think of ideas. They just randomly pop up in my head. So when I'm in uni, I'm like in a lecture, and like randomly I get this idea, and I just immediately write it down. So I have like so many paragraphs of notes in my notes app on my iPhone. So there I stack all the video ideas and like try to work through them step by step. And after I have an idea, I basically start writing the script. So this is a process I dislike the most, because I don't like writing. I just want to film the video right away. But there needs to be some structure in the video, so I usually write the entire script, and then I film the voiceover, and just me talking, and then I film the B-roll. So first the script, and then I look at the script and be like, okay, maybe I can use like a sequence of B-roll right there, and then I film it, and then I bring it into my editing software, edit the sequence, and then I look at the script again and think of other spots where I can slide some B-roll in. So it's like a puzzle, I guess. There are so many pieces, and I put them together step by step. It's not that I film all the B-roll and then bring it to the editing software. It's step by step.
Yeah,
But I think in real life it's more messed up than it sounds right now. So like the way I was laying it out is like a really structured way, but in real life it's really messed up. It's all over the place, which I'm not really proud of, but I think it works. Like at this point in life, it works pretty well for me. So basically, so many inputs, and I try to like squeeze it into like a tunnel, basically.
Yeah. So as you were saying about your process, in my opinion, it doesn't matter how you make your video, as long as the video comes out well, even though eventually when you keep on doing this, you're gonna realize that there's more efficient way of doing things than inefficient, but everybody uses their own ways, and it's interesting to know what other people use, so then you could try build up your whole system of how you build up your video or your film, which I personally found your one quite interesting, that I definitely get, like, you getting random ideas. I used to have, back when I was filming a lot of videos, I used to just have random scripts in my head while I'm trying to sleep, and then I just open up my phone and just write a whole video script randomly because it's just there in my head.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. I think it's similar in my case. So when I'm in bed and I can't sleep, it's usually the time when I'm the most creative. And I think like every time I put out a video, I'm so surprised. Like all the chaos I have in my head is like synthesized in that one video. So it's always a surprise for me how I managed to create a video from like such chaos. But I think this is just, the creative process.
Yeah, it definitely is. Now, I have an important question for you, which is you study computer science in uni, right?
Yes, computer science.
Yeah, so where did you get your filmmaking interest from?
So I think I can lay out my entire journey. I think from like step one. So I basically started making videos on my phone. It started with JRally. Do you know JRally?
I don't. Could you explain it?
He's known for his crazy transition. So you can on YouTube just type in, I don't know, London, a city in motion, and I was so amazed by his filmmaking that I wanted to like learn it. And I started with my phone. I purchased the iPhone X because it was really known for its camera. So I just wanted like a good camera in my pocket. And on my old channel, I have 2 channels. On my main channel, I post the videos I post now, but I have another channel on which I post travel videos from back then. And yeah, travel videos were, I think, the starting point, and then I moved on, with making short films for projects at school. And it was actually last year when I purchased my first camera. So that's basically my journey. And YouTubers that have influenced me, I think, was Sam Colder. You know Sam Colder,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Absolutely. Sam Colder, Jerry, and I think Peter McKinnon. Those 3 were the biggest ones. And also Kyo Zhang. I don't know if you've heard of Kyo
I
Zhang.
haven't heard of that one.
I think he's mainly a college YouTuber, but with amazing filmmaking skills.
Oh,
these
wait,
were
did he recently stop making college vlogs? Was that one of his videos?
No, I think that was Elliot Choi, I guess. He graduated from college. Elliot Choi is the biggest.
Oh yeah,
college
that's I think the one I was thinking about.
He's also an Asian guy with glasses.
Yeah.
And, yeah, really famous guy.
In this clip right here, he said I was talking about Elliot Choi, who graduated high school. Now, I did a little bit of research by just searching up Elliot Choi, and that's not the person I was talking about. I was talking about Jason, this guy right over here, and he was talking about Keo, this guy right over here. So yeah, we both were in completely two different pages.
You said that you're also a filmmaker.
Yes.
What's your journey like? Because I'm always interested. People have such different journeys and such different paths.
Yeah, well, my personal journey to filmmaking was basically around, I think, about in 2021 was it 20? Yeah, I think 2021 summer is when I started watching. Basically, I had an exam, and I was just watching a bunch of videos on how to study for the exam. So like from there, I found like kind of like Ali Abdullah and all of those productivity YouTubers. And then in the next couple months, I was just kind of playing on my laptop, and then just watching random self-help videos that show up until I found this guy named Nicholas Crystal. I don't know if you have heard of him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Nicholas Crystal. Yeah, German guy. Legend.
Yeah, I basically found him out, and as I was watching things in the background, you normally don't really notice much when you see it in the background, but for some reason, his video, it just like whatever he was saying, it just made me want to look at my screen. So I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. Let me properly watch this. And then I watched it, and I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. And then I just like started watching a bunch of his videos and realized what his actual niche is and how he did self-development with filmmaking. I started watching podcasts and all of that about him, and from there I was just like, okay, I want to kind of make videos about, like, I just started off with a bunch of vlogs, which is currently what I'm also doing. I just started off with some vlogs, and then I think I posted one vlog, and then I took like a 4-month break to try my best to make a short film. Unfortunately, I couldn't finish the short film. I went through about, I think, 4 drafts of 4 different stories. I came in conclusion to one of them, but for that I needed like a solid like 10 people for the cast, and then I also needed for the scenery I needed an empty park, and then I also needed like an empty field for a bunch of the shots. And yeah, it was kind of a complicated story. I try my best to make it as simple as I can, and I've never told the story, and I'm not gonna say it here because I'm just gonna make it and then hopefully people can see it. But I'll give a hint. It was a story about football. It was basically like a football journey, which I thought was interesting. But I wanted to do a basketball journey, as I play basketball mostly, and that would be more interesting for me personally. But then I realized there isn't really that many courts in my country that I can just go and I will find it empty. So I just switched to football because I have a bunch of football fields and whatnot. And after I tried my best to make that for 4 months, I kind of stopped working on it because I realized I need a lot of casting and I need a decent amount of budget to pay all the people. Even if they're my closest friends, I'm not going to feel very much comfortable with making like 20 people work and then not paying them, because that just kind of seems a bit much for me. Even though it's not 20 people, it's like around like maybe like I think there's like 4 people for the main cast, and then there's like a bunch of people who just kind of play the role in the story. And after that short film writing session of like 4 months went away, I started making vlogs. I made one vlog, it did mediocre, and then I made another vlog after that because I found this other YouTuber. He was like a study with me YouTuber. I don't remember his name. I don't fully remember his name, or I can't pronounce his name. And I saw it.
James Charles, maybe?
No, I found James Charles in somewhere in the, like, I found it before I started going into the filmmaking space. I had my self-development space, and then I went into my filmmaking space. I found this study with me YouTuber, which I really liked his style. So I was like, you know what? This should be fairly easy to recreate or do my own version of it. So so basically what I did is I watched basically every single one of his videos, and then I got a basic gist of how he made his videos and what made his videos good and what made me want to watch it. And then I started making vlogs like that, and then I got like a bunch of support from like a bunch of people of like my school and whatnot. I don't know, that motivated me to keep going for, I think I continued vlogging from like I think it was from April to around June. It was like consistent, like a vlog a week. And then I stopped for other things.
Crazy. One video a week.
Sorry?
That's really nice. I think if you're consistent with one video per week, that's like 52 opportunities in a year to go viral. I think you should continue that, or like if you want.
Yeah, I definitely.
Even if it's not vlog.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to continue it, but obviously I can't always do it because things like exams come in the way, which stop me a giant bit.
That's true.
And it kind of slows me down. But yeah, I'm planning on coming back this month with like 2 videos with huge scripts, which I'm still working on currently. But yeah, that's my experience of how I started filmmaking.
Really nice. It's always YouTubers who inspire us to just buy a camera, write scripts, and like I also wanna have a career in filmmaking. So I have like 2 paths in life. Like the first path is just going to uni, get this degree as fast as possible, and then like work a job I would like decently like. So I study computer science and design. So my job would be UI UX design stuff, which I like, but I think it's not the ideal way for me. So my second path, I try to like keep the second path as well. So I just try to keep it alive, which is like first social media content creation. So maybe my own YouTube channel, And if not, I will still continue to make videos, but on the side, I just want to start a filmmaking business. So on my birthday, I'll get a new camera, and then I'm gonna reach out to like potential clients. First, I will start with small restaurants in the local area, and then like try to work my way up from there.
Yeah.
So that's my second option.
That's a pretty nice plan, and it perfectly aligns with what I was gonna say next. Is, do you see YouTube as more of a job or a passion?
Well, it's a good question, because like the word passion can be a misleading one. So I think everything I do in life, I don't want to like attach too many of my emotions to that. So yeah, YouTube, we can say YouTube is my passion, but I also approach it in like a really professional way. So like everything I do in life, I try to do professionally. And whether it's working out, I try to maximize everything. I try to maximize YouTube, treat it like a business, but also my passion. And I think when you combine those two things, it is the most powerful thing, because you actually like what you're doing, but you can also scale it to infinity, basically.
Yeah, I see what you mean with making it kind of like a passion, but also not taking it as a joke, but actually putting a lot of effort into it. And it's definitely, what do you call it, interesting. And another question I had for you is, how did you get so good in filmmaking in just 4 months?
It's not 4 months. I think this is like what people don't see. It's not just 4 months, but also I think I started filmmaking, just shooting videos on my iPhone. I think it was 3.5 years ago, almost 4 at this point. So yeah, you can visit my old channel. There's a link to it, I think, on my main channel as well, and you can watch my old videos shot on my iPhone. I went to Singapore and to different countries and just shot a travel video. So it's not just the 4 months, but also the process before that.
Oh, how many videos?
I think people.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you were saying?
No.
Oh, no,
it's not just like people, when people see I don't know, a YouTuber pop off. I didn't pop off, but they see pop off, they success. But I think this person has been building his or her skill set for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and then all of a sudden they decided to make a YouTube channel, and then they start a pretty good foundation.
And definitely.
What did you want?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how many videos did you make before you started uploading on the channel that you're currently making videos on?
In total, so also the small videos and...
Yeah, like your passion.
I made a lot of videos, actually. So not long-form content. Long-form content is really new for me. But I had and I also still have a food account on Instagram. So I used to post reels about my cooking process and like food B-roll. I think it's really hard to say, but I think in total maybe 100 videos at this point, including all the short 5-second clips. I also did a lot of TikToks. Yeah, so it's not just the videos you see on my channel. It's way more than that.
And I've said this before during the start of the podcast. When I first saw your first video of your channel, I was like, this guy has done YouTube before. There's zero chance that this guy just started off and he's this good. And
yeah, I haven't done YouTube before. Well, I haven't really done it, but on other channels. But this is actually the first time I really speak in front and like try to have like a decent structure in my videos, and also specifically target topics on YouTube which give you the potential to blow up. Before that, I was just randomly posting videos, and I really didn't care about views. But like now I care about spreading my message and like trying to get myself out there and get a lot of attention, because I think it can inspire people, and like I also want to experience that journey of like going from zero to basically to the top.
Another question I had about your lifestyle is, are you a minimalist? Because you're always wearing black or white.
Yeah, basically. See, I don't fully identify as a minimalist, but as you can see, my room is not is pretty empty, and I don't own much stuff. So yeah, you can call me a minimalist if you want. I hate this, like putting people in like certain niches. So I don't want to call people like vegan or like minimalist because there are so many stereotypes attached to that word. But yeah, basically call me a minimalist. Yeah, minimalism, I don't know. Personally, I like it. Some people dislike it, and I can totally understand why. But for me personally, it brought me so many benefits. I will continue to be a minimalist.
Yeah, I mean, some perks of being a minimalist, which you probably think I'm not with the amount of books I have here, but that's just we don't need to look at that. That's just my school. Anyways,
you can still be a minimalist and own like stuff you really enjoy or stuff you need because obviously everyone needs clothes. I own a decent amount of clothes, not a crazy amount, but I don't know, like pretty normal amount of clothes, and also books. So I don't think it's a bad thing to own a lot of stuff as long as you can manage the things and also extract value from them.
I think one of the main perks of what a minimalist is, which I personally like a lot, is that you don't have to manage with a lot of stuff.
True, yeah.
Like your desk would be much cleaner and your cleaning process in the kitchen would be, but sometimes it is annoying if you just like have one plate in the kitchen, because I don't know, I've seen videos of it and I've seen people struggle a little bit with this minimalist lifestyle. So I don't have anything against it. If you can live with it, fine. And I'm not living your life. I'm only living my own, so I can make my own decision on if I want to do it. So yeah. Okay.
That's true. You can try it, and then everyone has to try it, and then they can decide if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is the biggest benefit. It just mental clarity. There is not much clutter in your life, and you can like move more efficiently. And in my case, it's really important for me to just move quickly, be efficient, and because like I want to focus on like my purpose. And I don't know, if you enjoy having much stuff around you, and if it doesn't bother you, like why not have a lot of stuff? You can have like a big ass collection or cars, and if it brings you joy, like this is something you should go for then.
Yeah, if something brings you joy, and if having a lot of things is something you want to do and you can manage it all and you don't stress over it, yes, you should keep them. You don't have to go minimalist. We're not forcing
100%.
anything. But if you want, you can become a minimalist and have less things. That's also fine.
It depends on what goals you have.
Yeah. And I'm just going to end the podcast with one last question, which is, what's your opinion on New Year's resolutions?
Oh, you're the first person to ask me that question. I'm not the kind of guy who writes down New Year's resolutions. I wanna execute on that instantly. So I don't wait until New Year comes around and then I'm gonna go to the gym or like work more. I think it can be beneficial to just have this point in time where you say, all right, it's a new year, it's like a new number, it's a new age. Birthdays are also really great points in time to just get things moving. So I personally, I actually write down New Year's resolutions, but I also keep them. Like I really stick to them because like for me personally, this is like one of my, I say, and for me personally, like it helped a lot to like just tell people my New Year's resolution. So I live with a roommate and I just tell him, next year I'm gonna scale my YouTube channel up to this number, and if I tell him that, or that I'm gonna earn a certain amount of money, then I have to do it, because otherwise it's really embarrassing if I not do it. So yeah, New Year resolutions, I think if used correctly, they can be really powerful. But most of the people just write them down, like they're gonna go to the gym and then they go for like 2 weeks and then they're like, maybe next week.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean with like the second thing you said. Let's start off with how you said you tell your roommate and then you basically do it because it's embarrassing if you don't. And that kind of responsibility is definitely something that I also use a lot of times, where I just I don't like talking about things which aren't finished because they might not happen. But if I, for example, tell my family or tell my friends that, okay, I'm gonna win this prize at my school, I'm gonna try my absolute hardest to win it. Even if I don't, at least I would have tried and they would have seen that I've tried. So you just try harder when you know you have told people that you're gonna do it. Unless you're one of those people who don't want to try even after you've told people that you're gonna do it, and you don't care about that, which is completely fine as well. And personally, in my opinion, I feel like New Year's resolution is kind of a scam, because most people, how they use New Year's resolutions is they wait for an year to be over, and then they'll set their New Year's resolutions, stick to it for 2 months. Probably not 2 months. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they've did it for about 3 months, about 1/4 of the year, and then they just stop. And then I'm guessing they stop for about like a month. They just wait till the year is over and then be like, okay, now I will restart it. And that's just not how you should go with it. And you should not wait till the year is over so you can be like, yes, it's a new me. Because if you be honest with yourself, you're a new person every single day. You're changing every single day. You're learning new things every single day. You shouldn't wait for a date to go. You can feel like doing work at 1 a.m. because I'm certain maybe you have had these moments where you're just trying to sleep and then you just have a random urge to do a lot of things. Have you had that urge before?
Yeah. Too much energy. So I think, like every person should do what they think is best for them. And if like other people like don't stick to the New Year's resolution, I really don't care. As long, maybe if they're my friends, my loved ones, I would just, slap them and like tell them to just keep going. But otherwise, I don't really care. So I don't want to invest like too much thinking into, New Year's resolutions. Good, because for me, like I just do it. And then what other people do with that, it's completely off my hands. So I'm not gonna like criticize anybody for that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to criticize anybody here. I'm just speaking in perspective that if you do New Year's resolution, you should either stick with it or you should try being better every single day, other than try being better at the start of every single year. And
yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Like, level up every single day, 1% better every day.
Yeah,
it's a way better way to go, I guess.
And that's basically it for today's podcast with Max. I had a great time talking to you. I would talk about a lot more things with you because I definitely want to get to know you more. But maybe we'll save that for another conversation on the podcast, or just another day where you want to talk. And
yeah, we can also set up another call, of course. Like it was pretty nice to like really speak English today. So I really want to do it more. So we can definitely do something again in the future. And I also want to get to know you more. So maybe we can do it like on a podcast or I would say off camera, where we just talk, and where it's not like a podcast form. More like getting to know each other.
Yeah, just like a conversation, which basically this was. Hopefully this didn't feel too much like an interview to you. I tried making this I tried making this as much as a
pretty nice
conversation as I can. And I'm again very thankful for you to come on the podcast today. That's basically all. Do you wanna I'll give you can say anything or promote anything you want in the next minute.
Oh, promote. No, I don't want to promote like too much. Just maybe shout out to my friend Oliver, who goes to the gym with me after university, who's grinding with me, and shout out to like my loved ones. Like people will know who I mean. Yeah, but I don't want to promote my channel.
Okay, can you say your YouTube channel name?
My YouTube channel. So now I'm promoting my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Pogoro.
There'll be a link in the description for anybody who wants to check him out, because you need to, because he's a billion times better filmmaker than I am, and you're probably gonna enjoy his one if you enjoy my filmmaking, because it's way better.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Everyone has their own unique style of content.
Yeah. But if you just want a bit more, if you just want good filmmaking, go to his channel. He has a bunch of videos. I think every single one of his videos is worth watching because everyone has an interesting concept to it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode. I hope everybody had a good time watching, and hope Max had a good time having this conversation. We will definitely have him back on this podcast soon, maybe in a couple weeks or a couple months. We'll see. Yeah, but with all that said, I'll see you guys all in the next episode.
Thank you.